Hi everyone. Hey, hi everyone. This is Elise from elisan.com and welcome to another wonderful episode of Beyond Business Conversations with Women Who Have It All. And if you're new to my work, what I do is I help spiritual entrepreneurs get clear in their money marketing mindset so that they can have the guts and courage to charge what they're worth, and then of course make good money consistently to live the rich life. So today I'm so happy and honored to have this wonderful lady with a very sexy accent, and her name is Marialuz. There you go, there she. And she has a very special gift. I'm sure you have heard of tarot cards, angel cards. Well, I was doing tarot cards and angel cards before, but what she has is something really interesting. It's called the Akashic Records. So I want her to tell you what's the difference. And in this interview, she's gonna read my Akashic record, because I'm sure many of you have not experienced how a Akashic record reading it looks like. So today I have given her my permission and to allow her to read my record so that you can experience how she does it for you people. And if you desire to have your records read, then go to her. Now, why Akashic? Because we all have a soul journey. We all have a particular lesson to learn, and we don't have to learn it the hard way. That's contrary to what most people believe. You got to learn it the hard way. It's fated, and I'm single, and blah blah blah. I'm not making it money, but you can learn it the easy way and go through it an easy way. God gave us free will, and we do have choices in life. So without further ado, I am going to warmly welcome Marialuz and let her tell you what's her spiritual journey all about and how she got to where she is right now and helping people read their records. Welcome!
Hi, Elise. Thank you very much for having me here.
You're so welcome.
Thanks. So the Akashic Records are this energy place where all the story of your soul is stored. So in here you can really learn things that happened early in this lifetime when you were a child, things that probably mark you in one way or another one. So in there you can really access them and remember them. And you can also check past lives, things that happened before. And in there you can go, for example, if you keep attracting something to your life. Let's say you keep attracting the same type of people, if it's your boss or friends or partners, and one way or another, for example, they abuse you. Let's say your boss asks you to do many things and doesn't treat you right and things like that, and sometimes you may have friends that are the same way. So you start wondering, why am I attracting this kind of people? So then you can go, for example, into the Akashic Records and ask that question to your guides. Why am I attracting this type of people? And they can tell you, because there is a lesson that you need to learn, and it started in this lifetime or it started in another one. So as you said, we came to this life with a mission and with lessons to learn. So you can do it the hard way or the easy way. And the Akashic Records is the tool that can help you know what is it that you came to learn. You can ask in there, what is your life purpose? What are the challenges that you have for this life? You can, for example, ask, show me a past life where I overcame these challenges. And then what were my unique gifts that helped me do that? And then you can integrate those gifts into this life. So then you can overcome these challenges.
Yeah, I used to do past life regression, and I think this way is so much easier, because during the full session you gotta, I don't know what will happen. It's really not within your control. You may go through a cathartic situation and stuff like this. So this is such a more pleasant way. Just ask and you receive, right? And how has Akashic Record, going and flipping your own records changed your life? Why you do what you do?
Okay. Right now I am focusing more on the Akashic Records, and they are combined with energy healing. I am an energy healer. I'm a Reiki master since 2009. And before, I was working with people more on on the body area. I was a Reiki master I was a massage therapist and a yoga teacher, and I was focusing on that. And then I started moving with my husband, and every time that I moved, I kind of lost my clients because I cannot give a massage at a distance, or I cannot teach yoga at a distance. So every time I had to start from zero. Mm-hmm. So then the last time that we moved, I thought, okay, how can I focus all these things, all these gifts that I have, and to do it in a way that if I move, it doesn't matter where I am, I can keep helping people. Mm-hmm. So that's why I started focusing more on the energy part of things, mm-hmm. learning about Akashic records, learning about angel cards, and of course, going deeper in the Reiki healing. So that's why I do what I do right now.
So was there anything that happened in your life that has brought you to this? Because, like, I mean, we do what we do because we have experienced certain experience in our life, therefore we seek spirituality. So what was the breaking point for you, so to speak, or what's your story? What's your story behind this whole helping energy work that you do?
Okay. My story is that I was sexually abused as a child. And I had a lot of instability in my life at the beginning, and I went through this experience, and then I grew up anyway. I got my degree as an architect, and then I met a wonderful man, and we got married, and we moved to Canada. Mm-hmm. And it was in there once I moved, and I was living like a happy life. Mm-hmm. That all these things from my childhood started to come out, and I didn't know how to handle them. Mm-hmm. So at the beginning, I started going to therapy, and that worked to a certain point. Mm-hmm. So then I stopped everything, and years later, I had my son, and we moved to Montreal. We moved from Toronto to Montreal. And in there, I was introduced to Reiki. Like, somebody told me, oh, this Reiki healing, that's a great technique. And my son was teething. Mm-hmm. So they say you can help him with the pain and all that. So I started doing the Reiki class, and then I started giving him Reiki. And I noticed that I didn't have to give him so much medicine because he was calmer and it didn't hurt. It didn't bother him so much. So then I started doing the Reiki healing on myself, and I went through the whole process. And then as I did that, and I learned EFT and TAT and many other modalities, I started to treat my own issues. And with the help of my teachers, like I was able to leave that behind.
So when you say the whole process, what do you mean by the whole process?
I combined into my healing, when I started doing it by myself, I combined Reiki healing, I combined EFT, mm-hmm. TAT, meditation, and massage therapy worked as well, because I believe, and there are many studies and therapies out there that say that the memories and the pains and our wounds are stored in our muscles. So when you do that,
about the EFT and whatever massage just, oh, come on, baby.
Yes. So for example, the massage that I received and that I learned how to do is the Casey Rayleigh massage, which is like a variation of Swedish massage, but focused on managing the energy, working mm-hmm. with the energy. So for me, the whole experience was about working on my energy. Mm-hmm. And that was my process. Mm-hmm. Also with the help, later on, I added the yoga, and that also helped a lot. So and then I came to a point that I said, okay, if I was able to really change my life in this way, my relationship with my husband is really good, it's stable, we have been together for 13 or 14 years. I have been able to manifest the life that I want. When we lived in Canada, there was a point that we said, okay, I don't want this anymore, I don't want this cold weather, I want to go south. We started making like getting everything ready to go, and then he got the job offer here in the United States. So we started moving south. So I learned how to manifest things. So my thing is, my belief is, if I was able to do it, I know other people can. They just need the right tools, and because not for everybody the Reiki works greatly. Some people, they really love the energy.
But you said not Reiki doesn't work on everyone. So what?
No, it works on everybody. But for example, there's people who feels more attracted to energy work, and some people more on hands-on techniques, right? So if it's somebody who really loves the energy work and the Reiki is perfect. And if I try to do, for example, EFT or TAT with that person, she's not going to feel so engaged because she really has to do more things on her own than just receive the energy, for example. And the same thing, if it's a person who really likes to take care of her own healing and she says, yes, I'm all for EFT, I will do my sequence and I will work with my affirmations and everything, and I just keep pushing for her the Reiki, where she has just to relax and surrender and let go and receive this energy, this person is going to feel really uncomfortable. So the way I do it is, when I get somebody first, we have a couple of sessions, and we can see what is it that this person likes, and what therapy does she feel attracted to, and then I can design the healing plan according to what she likes.
Okay, so you said about something about surrender, and I used to be in the energy field as well, and I think the more effective the session is, the facilitator, the healer, has to let go of her own ego.
Oh yeah.
So, would you like to expand on that? Like, how do you choose like the therapist, the healer that's right for you? I mean, in the spiritual realm, there's so many people who just talk, but they have their own so much shit to clear, and they don't clear it, and that affects the quality of the session.
Yeah. Well, one thing, for example, that I love in the way that I learn things is that I went to this school and they really made me go through the process before I could work on other people. Because we have so many things inside of us, and we need to heal them.
Have you seen spiritual people? They say they're spiritual healers, but yet they are broke, they are overweight, they're just unhappy, and then they say that they're spiritual healers, and I'm like, oh God, but yeah, continue.
Yes. So yes, this is like, I really like that. And what you're saying is right, because when I was in Montreal and I was starting to look for Reiki, I found that I could go to one person who would initiate me in the Reiki, and they would charge X amount of money. And I would go with them just for 2 or 3 hours, or probably on a Saturday, and then at the end of that, I will have my Reiki 1 certification. But it's things like that you say, like, when I went and I talked to them, they would say things that made me think, like, really? Are you really a Reiki healer? And you are, for example, bad-mouthing somebody else? Or you are doing that, but you are working, like, of course we are all working on our personal issues, but one thing is when you see somebody working through them, and another thing is when you see a therapist that is just, her life is a mess, and you don't see them working on getting that better. So when I wanted to become a Reiki master, I went to 3 teachers, 1 guy and 2 ladies, and I really thought, like, it really felt off, like it was not the right thing to do. And then I was lucky enough to find this school, NHC. They closed already, but they had been in business for many years. So, and I went there, and to get the Reiki master, it had to be 36 hours of class, and I had to do homework, and I had to learn about chakras, and I had to practice with people, and I had to hand to my teacher case studies. She would review them, give them back, and tell me if I had to do them again. So I really like that way, and I try to hold those standards when I work with somebody, to really like, that's why I have been working on my life so much. And before I started doing therapies, that was one thing that I used to say to my husband a lot. I remember I was telling him, I really need to just heal myself
Yeah,
first. Because how can I guide somebody through a path that I have not walked yet?
exactly. I think you
So
talked about something really, you brought up something really key, that is, uh, you can actually tell someone who is going on their journey, but actually know that they have their own shit and crap to clear, and they're actually moving towards it, and versus someone who is just like, whatever. You can actually tell. And especially like us being so spiritual, I think energy work and the connection energetically is more important than actually the physical. Like you are in the US now, right? And I'm in
yes,
Singapore, right? But yet, energetically, we are connected. You can feel my energy, I can feel yours. So it's really beyond physical, and that's what spiritual is all about. Spiritual is all about, it's about coming together as one and not segregating. This is just the physical part, right?
yes.
So,
So
I mean, really, for all spiritual entrepreneurs, if you call yourself spiritual, then it is so important to work on yourself. If you're wondering why you're not getting clients, if you're wondering why you're not making the money, then consider working on yourself, because that's integrity. Like what Marialuz says, is all about this, how you hold yourself. Are you clearing your own shit? Are you on your own journeys? That attraction, what lesson are you trying? Do you need to learn and you're avoiding? And that's where the Akashic record comes in. Yes?
yeah, and the thing is that you work on yourself, and that's something that is never done.
Yeah, it
You
is.
just kind of go a little higher, and then go a little higher, and then go or
Yeah.
forward, or you move forward and forward. But it's like working on you and learn about your own issues. Like, you keep learning,
Yeah.
because when you clear one thing out of the way, then you have like the energy vibration to see something else. So
Yeah.
it's like peeling an onion. When you are working on yourself, it's like peeling an onion. You first remove the first layer, and then when you have done that, you are ready to see the next one.
Yeah.
And then you work on that and you remove it, and then you're ready to see the next one. So
I
that's how it has been my experience with that.
Exactly. When I first started my spiritual journey, and then there was so much crap that I needed to clear, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it was so much easier to be a bitch than to actually go on this journey. And then, I think I kind of like resigned to a fate, like this journey never ends, because I started it and I have to complete it. And the thing is, you never complete it until you're in the coffin. That's the way.
And what you say, it's so funny, because before I used to say to my husband, oh my God, sometimes I wonder, would it be better if I had never opened my eyes? Because
Yeah.
I just kept going like this. And I wonder that, because the thing is that once you start,
It never stops.
and you cannot close it, you cannot shut it off.
Yeah. It's
Because
not.
then you know what you need to keep doing. So that what you say is like, it's so true. And the other experience I have about that is that before, when I started in this school and I started to go deeper in my things and everything, I noticed that I would go through a process,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would clear that out of the way. So I was really happy.
Mm-hmm.
So because I used to work, the classes were each semester like at university.
Mm-hmm.
So one semester off, and then I had wonderful vacations, and then I came back and there was another class. And what I noticed was that sometimes the next journey,
Mm-hmm.
because I was going deeper, was more emotional
Mm.
than the
Yeah.
one before. And all these issues would come out. These new issues would come out. And I remember that one time I asked one of my teachers, like, I am really afraid to keep starting my classes, because I know that every time I start a new class, there's a whole new bunch of things that come out, and I go again into this
Yeah.
deep hole, and it's really hard to go out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she told me, what happened is that you are not allowing yourself to go deeply enough.
Yeah.
So it's like you go as deep as you need, you learn, you clear your issue, and then you come out. You don't keep really exploring until you reach the root, the cause of the thing. You come to a certain level and you work it out and then you move on. If you keep going deeper and deeper, and somebody told me it's like the fastest you face the darkest night of your soul, the sooner you will be on the other side.
Yeah.
You know? So when she told me that, I was like, okay, bring it on. So every time now that I see a new issue comes up and I have to start working it, I go deep in that. Like I really allow myself, and I allow myself to feel the sadness and to let the tears flow, and I do my clearing and I keep going, and I really allow myself to go through that process, because I know the sooner I face it, the sooner I will clear it, and then the sooner I will be better again.
You know, the spiritual successfully entrepreneurs know that whenever there is a breakdown, there's always a breakthrough. So I know if there is some shit that I need to clear, I know on the other side it's what I want. And if I don't clear it, like what you say, if I don't clear it as soon as possible, then the longer I'm going to be here. But yet the breakthrough is there. That's exactly how I felt initially when I started my business. I could feel the wealth, I could feel it, but it was just this bridge that was missing, that, you know, that's blocking me from what I wanted to achieve. So I want to bring another interesting thing that you talked about, like we can read our kids' Akashic record. Like in Chinese, I mean, in our tradition, sometimes we don't, well, not sometimes, but we don't read our children's palms, you know, we don't read their fortune because we believe they're too young. But yet it's so interesting for me to hear what you said about it's okay to read the child's Akashic record. So tell me more about that.
Yes. What happened is that because in the Akashic records is the story of your soul, so you can go and you can read the records of your child, and you can in there learn why your child is facing certain challenges, and what is the best way for him to really let go of that, like to really work through those challenges, and then you can learn how you can better help him or her, how you can help your child move through that.
Okay, and you said there are certain criteria for one to wanna read the child's Akashic record, right?
Yes, when you want to read your child's Akashic records, the child needs to be on the room with you. And the reason and the difference, for example, when giving permission for a Reiki master to work on healing on your child and doing the Akashic records, is because, for example, when I am giving Reiki to a child, I'm just channeling energy. That's it. I'm not inquiring anything about his journey, his soul journey. I'm just channeling energy. But when I go into the child's records, I ask questions, and I can ask, why is this child going through this challenge? What is the best way her mother can help this child? So because I am getting that information, the child needs to be there. The child needs to be present when I do this.
So I have another question. So how do you know like this information is really from the divine, from the Akashic record, and not from your ego self? Because I mean, sometimes when we do card readings, our ego self starts to pop up, right?
It's true. Yes, it does. So how do I know? There are things that change when I start doing the Akashic records. And for example, I noticed that my voice or the way I talk changes a little bit. I don't know, it just the tone, it becomes different, and the pronunciation. The other thing is I am shown images. So when the person asks me a question, I am usually shown an image, and then I describe that, and I try to put that into words for that person. And the other thing is that sometimes I am shown images from the person when it was a child, and there's no way that I'm going to know that unless they tell me. So that part. And one huge thing that I have noticed is that once our session is finished, like I take notes. I have to take notes, because once the session is finished, it is very hard for me almost impossible to remember what I told you during the session. So for example, when I have a session with somebody, I record that. I make a recording and I always send that to the person. I send the MP3 recording, and if there is homework that the person has to do or a follow-up treatment, I always write that down. I always take notes and I send an email with that information as well. And I apologize, like when we have the next session, if they ask me something, I am like, I am really sorry, but you'll have to refresh my memory, and I have to take out my notes because I cannot remember exactly the words that I use when doing that. I'm just going to play this thing.
You got me really excited now, and I cannot wait to get my reading going. So let's get it started and tell us what to expect during a reading from you.
Okay, so the process to go into the reading is you tell me your full legal name, and I take note of that. Then I focus on a prayer, and I ask you, like, if you had, of course you have had experience with spirituality, so you know how to ground yourself.
Can I ask you a question? Why has it got to be a full legal name? Why has it got to be the legal name?
Because that's the frequency that you are using in this life. That's your name. That's your vibration. That's your frequency. So that's why sometimes, let's say you're born with a name, right? And then when you're a grown-up, you change it because you didn't like your middle name. So you take it out of the picture or you change it to another one. Then we go with that name because you change it. That's your vibration. You didn't feel aligned with the first vibration they gave you, so you change it.
I've changed it like a couple zillion times because I didn't feel like aligned and I didn't feel like I wanted. And so people think like, hey, you know, I have to stick with my name. But I'm thinking, but I tell people, if you don't like it, just change it because that's your identity. You have to own it. Don't like it, change. Nothing wrong with it. Just go to the legal and just change it. I mean, who cares? You are the one holding that vibration.
Yes, that's true. For example, in my case, my name Marialuz, it's separate. It's Maria Luz. However, I don't resonate with that. So for me, I always write my name together, always, even when I sign it. And of course, in my legal documents, it's Maria Luz, and I'm okay with that. And when I was in Canada, they used to call me Maria for everything, and I got used to that. But every time that when I do my signature, the name goes together. Marialuz was as one name. So that's the thing. You need to go with what you are aligned to. And if you have changed it, of course, we use the name that you are using now.
Okay. Awesome. Let's go. Okay. I'm ready.
So the process goes like this. You do while I'm doing my prayer, you just focus on centering yourself and grounding. When it's a person that has no experience with this, I send her before our session an MP3 recording where I guide that person to create the grounding cord. So when she comes to the session with me, she can, as I do the prayer, she can reactivate her grounding cord. And the reason I do that is because sometimes, because I'm an energy healer, sometimes there is energy healing during the session. So I just want to make sure that that person is properly grounded and that the energy really leaves. Like whatever it is released and healed, just it's gone and it doesn't stay, because when it stays, the person feels tired, feels off, clogged or something in her head. So I really want to make sure that everything that is released is gone. So then I do the prayer, and as I do the prayer, I then close my eyes. I always do this with my eyes closed. I go into my Akashic records, and when I get there, to your Akashic records, when I get there, I go first inside a tunnel or a vestibule before going into the actual records. And in this place, I can hear, sense, or feel. Usually it's feeling, because that's the way for me. I feel things. So I may feel energy and I may feel something in the body, and that's what is related with you in this particular moment. That is your reality, your present moment. So I can tell you, oh, there's this energy around here or that. I feel that it means this, or what do you mean is related? Have you felt it? Is there a situation in your life going on right now that makes you feel that way? So we start bringing awareness. And then I go inside the Akashic Records, I meet your guides. Sometimes they tell me the names, sometimes they don't. I just go with what they want to tell me, show me, and that's what I tell the person, because that's what the person is ready to really bring into the awareness and start healing.
Okay.
So, and then you ask questions, I get the answers, and then at the end, I close my eyes again. I leave the Akashic Records. I go again through this tunnel, and then I come back to myself. And in this, sometimes things change in the tunnel. Sometimes they are the same, and I tell you that at the end anyway.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
Beautiful. So, full name.
So my full name is Elyse.
Yes.
ANNELIM.
LAIM.
So it's ELYSE hyphen ANNEL London, India, M Morocco.
Lim.
Lim, yes.
Elise and Lim.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes, and well, you can keep them open. Just ground yourself, and I'm going to do my prayer of intention. Okay, so I am about to go into this tunnel or vestibule. So the first thing that I sense when I go into this area is that there is like an energy or a force, like something is pulling you down from your shoulders. And that pull, that energy is related with your solar plexus chakra. That's what I feel like. I feel as if, like when you're wearing a backpack. When you're wearing a backpack, that there are two straps here, and you feel like if it's heavy, it's kind of pulling you down. And then it's related with this area, with the area of your solar plexus chakra. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like an energy of a huge heavy that you feel like you need to carry for somebody or something. like it's not that somebody imposed that on you, it's something like you yourself have imposed on you. Like when you decide to carry a backpack, it doesn't feel like an overpowering energy. It feels more like an energy that you are choosing to take, to carry. I don't know if that relates in any way, or if you can.
Yeah, totally. Like, I think it's just a lot of, I think that energy, it's about me. As you were doing that, I feel like the need to be perfect, the need to, like now there's this grass thingy going out my, thing. I'm like, oh my God, she's meditating. I'm like, I hope it goes away. So it's this sense of like, I need the environment to be perfect. What is this? So I think it's, yes, a lot of it's self-imposed, because I want to, the need to be perfect, basically.
Yeah, it's something that it's self-imposed, and it connects with your solar plexus chakra as well. Like all that, when you reach out to your power and the way you are using it, like if you are really using it or not, if you just want things to be perfect, or if you are allowing yourself to move forward and to just go with the flow, something like that.
Yeah, so I feel like that's why I started the Spiritual Entrepreneurs. It's like it's like what you said, going with the flow, really trust. Like last year for me, it was all about going after it, making the money, making it happen by myself, blah blah blah, and not allowing support. But this year it was more like, okay, I need to go with the flow. I need to allow that support, the divine support. So I think that's what you're tapping into. That it's just me, myself. Only I can save myself. That sort of energy. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so I am just going to go inside your Akashic records now. Okay. Okay, so I am inside. I just take note because there are 3 guides that come, and they are female energies, all of them. And yeah. So what would you like to ask first? As soon as I came in, there was this energy that moved like around the throat chakra, around this area, and in the back. So the first thing that I got is like there are many things to be said, like many things that you need to express, and then they came and greeted me, so we can start asking.
Okay, so I want to ask, like, what messages do they have for me? Any advice? Like, what's my current lesson right now?
What I got is it's something related with the energy around the throat chakra, and that there are many things that need to be said. There are many things that need to be shared. Like you have a very good message to share with the world, and you really need to share it, to keep sharing it, and you need to allow and to trust that you will be taken where you need to go to share this message. Like the flow of life will take you to share this message, and to trust that the people that you are attracting right now is going to help you share your message.
Okay.
So that's the first thing that I'm getting.
So I'm getting like I need to move. I like you go south, you need to move. So I'm getting that I need to move as well. So like I want to hear what they have to say. Is that the right
time?
Yeah, is that the right plan, or am I hallucinating?
What I got is that yes, you are ready for change,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes down to listening to the messages that you're receiving and really paying attention to the guidance that they are giving you. And it's also again related with trusting the people that is showing up on your path, because that will help you move along. um, it's yes, it would help you move along both in the sharing your message and knowing which direction is it that you need to go, that you want to go. But yes, there's definitely a flow of events that will happen. You just need to start really paying attention and trusting the signs that you are getting and the messages that you are getting.
So basically, it's about trust and going with the flow.
And
And
paying attention, because sometimes we are too busy with something, or we disregard something. Like if somebody comes and tells us something that we sometimes it clicks, or the message, it's interesting that that person talk about whatever that thing, but it's learning the messages. For example, one example that I'm going to give you, when we have been living in Canada many years, and we never liked the winter and the cold weather. Never, ever. But we will never start an action to move. Never. Even though we said, oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here for the next winter. We never actually did something to move. And then what happened was that one summer, a friend of my husband, he was offered a job in another country in Central America. So he said to my husband, they offered me this job. I have already been in that company, so it's something like for sure. And they're asking me to bring somebody else with me.
Mm.
And do you want to go?
Mm.
So then my husband said, yes, I want to go. And then he asked me, and I said, yes, we go. And the thing never happened. Like we waited for a month, and this guy changed his mind. He decided to stay in Canada. He didn't want to go. But that event was really important because it made us realize that we were ready to move.
Mm.
So you see, it's something like that. Sometimes somebody comes and tells you something, or you see an ad on TV, or you read a book, or you see an image, and then that's important because it's telling you that you are ready to move in certain direction, that you are ready to change. But sometimes we just overlook that. We don't pay attention. We are less like focus on something else. So it's to really, what they are telling you is to pay attention to those little things that sometimes we think are not important, but they are.
So I want to ask, like, I have a time frame in my mind. So is that the right time frame, or is there a later time frame? Or I mean, in my own perspective, I want to speed it up. I want it like right now. I want it to happen right now. So
Okay, so about the time frame, like if this is right, or if you want to speed it up and all this. What I get is that the time to initiate the change is right.
Mhm.
And the time frame in the Akashic records is not the same time frame that we have, but they're saying that you are a woman who have created many things in your life, you have created many changes in your life, and you have all the power to make this one happen
Mhm.
as fast or as slow as you want.
Hmm. Okay, so I'm the one holding myself back then.
Yes.
So I have another question. So what can I do to make, so I know I have a gift, I know I have a message. So what can I do? Is there any action right now that I could do to spread this message in a faster way? I mean, not faster way, but in a much bigger way.
The message?
yeah, what I do to just take it out there in a much bigger way. Is there any other action? What's holding me back? Any blockages?
The first thing that they say is that what you are doing right now, um, interviewing people and creating all this connection between people, is really valuable because it empowers not only you but other people, and people love to be empowered.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way that you can keep and that you can um, spread your message faster or in a bigger way is keep focusing on empowering people,
Mm.
because that way, like, the message will just roll, like it would just go like the wind. Like,
Mm.
when people feel empowered, they really feel engaged, and they start talking more about you. They start getting your message out there.
Mm.
So it's keep working on ways to empower people. And for example, this way that you are doing, this approach about interviewing people, it's really good what you're doing.
Mm. I
They
think,
said that it was the right move.
yeah, this interview was a divine download because I was really asking, like, so how can I help people take my message out there in a much bigger way? And then this got downloaded at 3 o'clock in the morning, like to just interview people.
Yes, exactly. And focus on empowering people, because that way they feel engaged and they respond much better.
Yeah. I think it's also my way of just serving and giving back and see what happens in return, like the universe. It's just, yeah, another lesson.
Yeah.
So I think I just want to close by asking, are there any last messages for me before I say thank you and send the guys off?
Okay. What they said was like, never forget all the power and all the light that you have inside of you. You are a person that you can show others the way, and you need to work on keeping yourself strong so you are able to keep shining that light for them, to keep yes, showing them the path or something like that. Like, just always think about your achievements, all the things that you have created, and how far you have come,
Mm-hmm.
and keep working on yourself. Like, don't say, oh, I'm too busy to do my meditation or to do that. Like, yes, you started in spirituality and now you're moving into other ways and you are still combining spirituality, but just keep focusing on keeping yourself strong and in a good vibration,
Mm-hmm.
because you are a person that has a very good energy and people feel attracted to you in a natural way, so it's easier for you to show them the way.
Awesome. Such a great endorsement from the guys and the divine. I didn't say that.
So give me 1 second, I'm going to close the record.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I got as I was going out, when I remember that I told you sometimes when I cross the tunnel, I feel the same thing or I feel something different.
Mhm.
So what I felt was like the energy of the straps, like the backpack, is still there, but it's not feeling as heavy as before. And it's actually because your heart chakra got activated
Mhm.
during during the session,
Mhm.
and opening that heart chakra to like opening that center to infinite love and compassion and unconditionality, that's making this go away.
Mm.
It's making the straps like the heavy, it's making it go away. So
Okay.
that's what I do. And I refer a lot about the chakras because I love the chakras. All the work that I do is about the chakras. All the energy, the healing that I do is about the chakras. So it's like for me, it's easier to refer to energy and to places in terms of the chakras.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marialuz. And as you were doing that reading, I could see the face change. It was much brighter, and I don't know, there was just this shift in energy that occurred. I mean, it's very subtle, I think, but the face just changed.
And you know what? I get really hot. I had to grab a tissue so I can start cleaning myself. I get really, really hot, and I feel the heat on my hands and everything when I
Yeah.
go in there.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you really so much for your time and your wonderful reading. And so tell us, I know it's there, lovelyhealing.com. So tell us once again, how can people benefit from your service and your reading? Who ideally would benefit the most? I mean, there are some people that, are not suitable for reading, some people are not suitable for coaching. So who are the best people that would suit your services the most?
Okay. Um, I work with women and women who are going. They can be mothers or they can be professionals, and it's people who feel that they are they are kind of overstressed
Mhm.
with the things that they loved to do or the things that they used to love to do, and that became like a burden, and it's like the joy is out of there, they don't feel it anymore. So it's people who really are looking for a way to reconnect with themselves, people who are wanting to know if this is the right path to continue
Mhm.
or if there is a better approach that they can take, people who want to create some change in their life, people who they have created this life and but they are not feeling comfortable or fulfilled by it, and they are feeling overwhelmed by that. So we can explore with the Reiki healing and with the Akashic records, why is this happening and how can they start creating, like what steps they can take to generate this change that they want to see. People who have come to me, for example, as I was telling you, people who used to love their job, but suddenly it became like unbearable. But they still they deep down they like it, but they don't know what's happening. They just feel like too much. Um, People who feel that they have kind of lost
Mhm.
the joy to live
Mhm.
because they are going like in automatic pilot.
Mhm.
So then they somehow see their life, their reality, and that they are not fulfilled by it. So for them, it's people who is suited for this, people who like energy work,
Mhm.
people who really believe in this.
Yeah.
Because when you come to a reading, it's because you are open, you
Mhm.
have your mind and your heart open for the messages that you're going to receive, for the healing that you're going to receive. Um, that's the best thing that I can tell you. If somebody really don't believe in all this, then it's not it's there's no point,
Yeah.
because they're going to come and they're going to be questioning everything. They are going to need proof. So it's really not worth it.
Awesome, awesome. This is so beautiful. And I really like the way you combine everything together. Like it's not only Reiki, card reading, and Akashic records. So I think I mean, as we talked about, spiritual journey, it's a journey. It never stops. And if you want to start, then this is such a good place to start because it's gentle. You don't really
Yes.
need to go into like crying and all that kind of thing. This is really such a gentle place to start. And then move up from there. And then you get to where we are really going down deep, diving deeper because it does take courage as well. But this is a very gentle place to start because it's not intrusive and the messages are really loving. And like as you have witnessed, it's not about Marialuz telling me, hey, you should do this, you should do that. No, it's about me asking my own questions and then they
Yes.
get answered in the process. So it's still, the power is still within you. What do you want to know? When you go to a card reading, it's like, okay, should I leave or should I not leave and what should I do? And then they dish out some advice. Some may be ego tainted, some probably not. But whatever it is, it's just not sitting down there and, hey, you do this, you do that. So like I said, in this session is really, I'm still in control because I'm asking the questions. So that is very empowering as well.
Yeah, and I always, that's why I keep asking, does this relate with you? What do you think about this? Because like you have all, because it's your soul there. So when you hear the message that they have, things click inside of you. And for example, I always tell people, you can come prepared with 3 questions. However, truth is sometimes we just get to 1 question or 2 questions from the ones that they brought. Because when we ask the first question, as you saw, the answer of the guides click inside the mind of the person, and then a new question comes. And then we go with the flow of what the person wants to ask. So sometimes we can ask the 3 questions that the person had prepared. Sometimes it's just 1 because after she gets that answer, there is another question, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then we go back to see what was on the list.
I think this is exactly what happened when I think you asked me what questions do I have, and I said I have absolutely no questions. You know, I'm just going with the flow, and then it gets engaged, and then that will be more. It's more real versus let me give you these questions where they come from. So this is exactly what you do, and it's on my side right now. Although I'm not tapping into the divine or whatever, but I'm asking questions based on my curiosity, and it's very timely. So I feel like there's no point. Can you ask me what's your style of interview? It's really literally go with the flow. We have a structure, we have whatever in place, but at the end, to make this more effective and showcase your gifts and your talent and your story, it's really just live in the moment and allow me and trust me that I will guide you through with the questions that will best support you and your journey.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Marialuz, and I will see you really soon. If you enjoyed this, please join us in the conversation at Facebook. Just Google the Spiritual Entrepreneurs, and you will find us and connect with us there, and let the conversation continue from there. All right, so this is Elise Ann. Can't even talk properly now. This is Elise Ann, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.